Hey, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're hitched up and ready to go. So you can see I got the racks off the top. We're gonna bring the bikes tomorrow. We're camping at Spring Gulch in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, near New Holland. We don't need to take the kayaks, we're gonna take the bikes. So we're gonna take the camper down there Thursday night and then pick up the grandsons Friday morning and head over. So here's your one way out. Remember, don't back up on those spiky things. And then once you're checked in, you use the center lane with your code, and before you check in, you come in here and you call the office and they'll open the gate for you. So Spring Gulch, this is the store and the registration office. And you can see you come through the gate and then you're stay in the right lane. And the center lane is, once you're here, if you go in and out, you come through that center lane, and then there's one lane to leave. We've made it to our site at Spring Gulch. We are site 1532. Back in full hookup with cable. You can see it's wide enough. Marie has her car here. She came down to help me set up with the boys. And of course, got the flag flying there. Site was pretty level side to side, so I didn't have to do anything there. So how was the setup? Pretty good?
Good.
You helped me with it?
Yes.
What'd you do?
Put up some of the chairs and stuff.
Put the chairs up and the stabilizers, huh? So we have the mat down. We got some chairs out. There's a fire ring. Got my little table out. Got plenty of shade, so we're not putting out the awning right now. You can see we got the electric hooked up.
Electric hooked up? And what in the world is in here?
That's a spare tire.
Okay. Whatever.
So we worked on the water, and we got, on the electric, we got 50 and 30. So we're on the 30, but I have a 50 adapter. Of course, here's the cable. I don't have that hooked up yet. There's the water, and then there's the sewer connection. You can see we got the stabilizers down on the corners. Callan did that. We got the scissor jacks in the tires so they don't move. So we're ready.
You know, at Spring Gulch, in the upper section, it is full hookup with cable. And it kind of looks like a state park because of the wooded sites.
How are you today? How are you today? Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You can see the sights.
But we like the tall trees. Kind of gives you that state park feeling. There's a lower section that is more open and less trees. And of course there are two pools, as I mentioned earlier. One in the lower section, the main pool, and then the upper section here. At Spring Gulch, there's an upper and lower section. And the hill is quite steep between the two, to the point where they don't even want you to ride your bikes down that hill. They want you to walk them, because you could, you know, kids could get out of control, and if a car is coming the other way, they could, you know, end up in trouble. So just be aware of that. Although you do have a pool up top, most of the activities are down at the bottom, and you'll be driving. Now, if you like to tent camp, they do have a separate section where you can tent camp. and it's back up this road. And there are more secluded spots along a little stream.
Now these sites in the lower section are full hookup, and the outer perimeter has cable, and the center pull-through, I believe, do not have cable but are full hookup. So whether you're in the upper section or this lower section, you're going to be able to find a site that matches the type of camping that you want to do. Now as we turn this corner, you'll be able to see pull-through sites. So these center sites are typical pull-through sites. And depending on the type of camping you do, whether you tow a vehicle or you're towing your camper, and the number of nights you're staying, you might want to choose one or the other. But the good news is Spring Gulch has those options.
They do have laundry and restrooms. Bathrooms are nice, clean, couple urinals. You got nice sinks. Very clean bathroom. And the showers are individual rooms. Hot and cold water. Nice size. There is a bench. And there's a hook on the back. And it's a lockable door. They are individual showers. Very nice. Here's the laundry. Washers are $250, dryers are $225. Here are the dryers. So the dryers are in a separate room. They're very clean. The dryers look very modern. They do sell you propane if you need it. Up that long hill, if you're in the upper section, you can rent a golf cart. There is the volleyball court, and this is the main barn where they have most of the activities, the face painting and the dances and music and all that is right there. So here is their mini golf. I'll give the kids something to do. In addition to mini golf, there is a shuffleboard court. So there's two ponds here. One is for swimming. So they have two pools to swim in plus a pond. And then there's a separate pond for fishing. So this is a swimming pond. You can see, they got sand out here. They got some shade here. No dogs allowed in the lake or on the beach. But they have it kind of roped off. Of course, if you don't have a camper or you don't want a tent, you can stay here in one of their cabins. They have a host of different cabins and houses that you can rent on the property. So that is the swimming pond. So here you can see the fishing pond, and I'm thinking over by those reeds is probably a good spot. A lot of grass in there to see what we can do about catching fish. Okay, what do you guys got? What kind of fish is that?
I don't know. We got a bluegill.
That's a bluegill. You gonna put him back?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Woo!
There he goes. Okay, so Mr. Colton got one there.
Wait, he did?
He is on that fish.
Wait, come on, you reeled it in then? Yeah. Wait, you actually got him? I think I...
Alright, let's let him back.
He's just gonna bounce in.
In addition to the two ponds, There is a stream that runs through the campground. Gives you those water sounds. We're at the upper pool at Spring Gulch. We got the croupiers over here. There's Baba and Mr. Emmerich happy as a clam. There's Dawn and Mr. Colton in the pool. Now there are two pools. There's another pool and there's also a pond with a beach that you can swim in. So here you can see the main pool. Very nice. Now the smaller pool up by us does have a hot tub. Along with the pool there is a tennis court. We might play pickleball on one half of the court. And there's this playground. Callan's checking it out. It's a small one. There's another one down near the main pool. Here's another small playground. It's got a couple of swings, some apparatus to climb on, and a couple of slides, one swirly slide and two regulars. Of course, here is the basketball court, and then there's some other campsites along there. They do have a hiking trail. And of course, this is Miss Phoebe's third camping trip. What do you think, Phoebe? You like Spring Gulch? Okay, when we were kids with our bicycles, we used to use clothespins and baseball cards to make them sound like a motorcycle. So today, Callan and Remy decided to use the plastic bottle under there and make it sound like a motorcycle. Let's hear that thing roar. Well, we want to give you our thoughts on Spring Gulch Camping Resort in New Holland, Pennsylvania. Marie, what'd you think?
It was a great campground. We enjoyed it there.
Yeah, the funny thing about that campground is the upper section kind of feels like a state park.
Yeah.
They're nice large sites and they're wooded. But there's a lot of amenities. What'd you like about the amenities?
There were two beautiful pools there, one on the upper part and one on the lower part of the campground, and they both have hot tubs, so we really enjoyed the hot tub.
I think the upper pool has a hot tub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the other one doesn't?
The lower pool doesn't, yeah. There were also, in addition to the two pools, there were two ponds.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we did see the ponds.
One for swimming.
Oh, yeah. And
one for fishing. It always reminds me of Caddyshack, the movie, when he said, well, there's a pool and a pond. The pond would be good for you. But there was a swimming pond with a little beach there. I didn't see anybody swimming in it. And the fishing pond, we had a lot of fun there.
Yeah, the kids were enjoying trying to catch the fish, and we could see them right in the water. It was clear, but the fish were not biting. But Scott had the knack, and Stefan caught one, right? There
were 3 fish, I think. So the kids were thrilled.
Yeah.
So they had a good time there. It was a good way to spend some time. And then, of course, we were camping with the Hoffmans and the Krupiaks and the Hams.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have a seafood extravaganza the one night.
Yeah, everything was really good. We each bought what we wanted to eat, and then we shared it.
Yeah.
And the kids liked that.
Yeah, and we had scallops, and we bought catfish, and
shrimp we had, right?
some shrimp, and
the haddock we had? Or
no, swordfish.
Swordfish.
Because Callan wanted the swordfish.
Okay. But that wasn't fresh, you said, or something?
Right, the swordfish was frozen, you could tell.
Okay.
And then Tim and that crew, they had like a boil with clams, and they had scallops and crab legs, and I know Tim had a lobster tail. So just, a really good seafood meal. And that's it's always a treat when you have a seafood extravaganza, as Callan likes to say. And of course, they learned how to turn their bicycles into motorcycles.
Oh yeah, that was their learning experience on this trip, on this camping trip.
So as kids, we would put baseball cards with clothespins
next to the spokes so that the bicycle sounded like a motorcycle. And if you went too fast, the clothespins would go flying off. But what the kids learned is with the plastic water bottles, if you take an empty one and stick it next to the tire, it doesn't fail. And it sounds like a motorcycle. So they were thrilled that, you know, they were like a motorcycle gang running up and down with their 3 bicycles sounding like motorcycles. That was Cal and Remy and Colton doing that.
Yeah.
And it did get Emmerich on the balance bike.
Yep.
And he really started to get the hang of that. Yeah, that was a good experience for Emmerich because he started to learn how to use the balance bike. So it won't be long before he's on a pedal bike.
Yeah.
So that's good. Of course, we always have to have a fire.
Yeah.
And Big Al was tending the fire when we went over there, and the kids did end up making s'mores.
Right.
So that, you know, they love to get a s'more when they're out camping.
And reading books now. They're into reading books.
Yeah, that was
together.
Quite impressive to see. They were sitting by the fire. We have a double chair, and we took that over to the fire, and the 3 kids were in that, and Remy, who is going to 2nd grade now.
Going to 2nd grade.
He was reading a book to the other 2 while they were by the fire. So that was, I guess as a librarian, that was a neat thing for you to see.
Yeah, and Audrey sells books. She's Osborne Books rep.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so she has, of course, access to all the newest stuff.
But so reading's important in our family and their family.
Yeah, so that's good. They did have mini golf there, but we didn't get to experience the mini golf, so we'll have to go back sometime and do that. We did manage to get ice cream.
Ice cream. We experienced their Hershey ice cream.
Yeah, so everybody got a scoop of that.
It was a nice treat. And we played hide and seek with the kids.
Yeah, we did do that. Oh, and they got to ride on the bed of the pickup truck. They thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So the first they rode on Stefan's truck, and then when we went fishing, we loaded them all onto the back of our truck, and that was a big thrill for them because you know they're usually in car seats and don't get to do that kind of stuff. So they like climbing into the bed of the truck and riding down to the old pond. So they had a good time. Overall, what'd you think of Spring Gulch?
It's a nice campground, close by, an hour away. Back road country, I don't know.
It's Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah, the Amish country. And being it's over there in New Holland near Lancaster, it is right by Shady Maple Smorgasbord.
That's where you got the fish, right?
Well, yeah, that complex, they have a store, a couple of stores, and the restaurant. So we went into the store to get the seafood. So that worked out. But yeah, it's a nice spot. The upper section feels like a state park, but it has the amenities of a private campground. So we really like that mix that they have there. But look, if this video helped you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. It does help us out a lot. Also, ring that bell. You'll be notified every time I put up a new video. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps it be seen by a wider audience. But more important than all that,
go have some fun out there.
Hey, thanks for watching. The trip ends with an Al Wetzel fire.